How's it going, everyone? Austin Honecker here. I just want to come on here for a while and give my review for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite's special event, Blood and Guts, from last night, which was June 29th, 2022. I gotta say, it was awesome from start to finish. I gotta say, it was awesome from start to finish. For the matches, match 1, it was Orange Cassidy versus Ethan Page. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Orange Cassidy went over with a body slam. Well, before the match, as Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends, which are Trent Beretta and Chuck Taylor, came out, and after they came out, Ethan Page and Dan Lambert came out. Well, Dan Lambert had a microphone and cut a promo talking about how Orange Cassidy is like 145 pounds and how he's weak and can't lift over 200 pounds, and talked about how Ethan Page was going to kick Orange Cassidy's ass, and Dan Lambert was also talking to the referee, saying that in Detroit, Michigan, there's a law that nobody can get involved in the match and everything. And then Dan Lambert was barking orders at the referee, demanding the referee to ban the Best Friends, which are Trent Beretta and Chuck Taylor, from ringside. So the referee barred the Best Friends, which are Trent Beretta and Chuck Taylor, from ringside, so the Best Friends had to go backstage. And Dan Lambert remained out there with Ethan Page and everything before the match started. That was cool. Now, after the match, the best... Yeah. Now, after the match... Yeah. Now, after the match, the Best Friends, which are Trent Beretta and Chuck Taylor, came back out to the ring, and the Best Friends, which are Trent Beretta and Chuck Taylor, along with Orange Cassidy, were doing their signature hug and everything. And then Dan Lambert got Ethan Page out of the ring and helped him backstage and everything, while Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends, which are Trent Beretta and Chuck Taylor, were celebrating and everything after the match and everything. That was cool. Match 2, that was match 1, by the way. Match 2, it was Luchasaurus versus Serpentico. That was a squash match, but the ending to it, Luchasaurus went over with a snare trap nerve hold combination. Now, before the match, Tony Schiavone interviewed Christian Cage, and Tony Schiavone brought up about Christian Cage saying what he said last week and on Dynamite and everything. And then Christian Cage was talking about how he was asked by AEW management to apologize for his actions last week, and Christian Cage was talking about how he doesn't apologize to anyone for anything and hasn't done it throughout his career, and talked about how he was sorry that Jungle Boy's family is not dead yet and everything, and then said except his mom. And then Christian Cage held up the call me sign, and then Christian Cage was saying, and Tony, yes, I did request a match, but not for myself. I requested a match for this man. then Luchasaurus came out and everything, and while that interview segment was going on, Serpentico was already in the ring and everything. That was cool. And after the match, as Christian Cage and Luchasaurus were leaving the ring, Christian Cage barked orders at Luchasaurus and told Luchasaurus to do more, to attack Serpentico some more. So Luchasaurus executed the choke slam to Serpentico and laid him out. And so after Luchasaurus laid Serpentico out with the choke slam, Christian Cage and Luchasaurus ended up going backstage while Serpentico was laid out and everything. Which was cool. That was match 2, by the way. Match 3, it was Danhausen and FTR, which are Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler, versus Max Caster and the Gun Club, which are Colton and Austin Gunn. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Danhausen and FTR went over cause Danhausen pinned Austin Gunn due to accidental interference from Anthony Bowens. Because what happened, Anthony Bowens was trying to attack Danhausen with his crutch, but Danhausen moved out of the way, and Anthony Bowens accidentally struck Austin Gunn, so Danhausen took advantage of the situation and pinned Austin Gunn 1, 2, 3, and it was over. Well, now, before the match, the Gun Club, which are Billy, Austin, and Colton Gunn, and the Acclaimed, which are Max Caster and Anthony Bowens, came out, and Max Caster done a rap on Danhausen, and after Max Caster done his rap on Danhausen, Max Caster gave the microphone to Colton and Austin Gunn, but they didn't want to talk, so Max Caster gave the microphone to Anthony Bowens. And Anthony Bowens said, "Detroit, Michigan, the Acclaimed have arrived." And then Anthony Bowens told Billy Gunn, "Now scissor me daddy ass." So Billy Gunn and Anthony Bowens done their scissor signature, their scissor gesture and everything. And after, as Billy Gunn and Anthony Bowens were outside the ring, and Max Caster and the Gun Club, which are, so as Billy Gunn and Anthony Bowens were outside the ring, Max Caster and the Gun Club, which are Colton and Austin Gunn, were in the ring. Well, Danhausen came out with a microphone and said, "Yes, Danhausen has brought out a cup." Danhausen came out and said, Yes, Danhausen had to choose some wrestlers to team up with me. So, as boys, Max Caster, I have picked two pretty good wrestlers." And as soon as Danhausen said that, FTR, which are Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler, came out and were revealed as Danhausen's partners and everything. That was cool. That was before the match, by the way. And after the match, as Danhausen was celebrating. Well, after the match, Danhausen got out of the ring and took Anthony Bowen's crutch and started messing with it. And then FTR, which are Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler, destroyed Anthony Bowen's wheelchair and everything. And so Danhausen and FTR, which are Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler, ended up going backstage, and the Gun Club, which are Billy, Austin, and Colton Gunn, and the Acclaimed, which are Max Caster and Anthony Bowens, were inside the ring. And dissension was going on between Colton and Austin Gunn and Max Caster and Anthony Bowens. Well, dissension was going on in the ring between Colton and Austin Gunn and Max Caster and Anthony Bowens, and Billy Gunn was trying to play peacemaker. Well, Anthony Bowens tried to help Austin Gunn up, but Austin Gunn shoved Anthony Bowens away from him, and as that happened, Billy Gunn shoved Austin Gunn down. And so the Gun Club, which are Colton and Austin Gunn, left the ring, and Billy Gunn and the Acclaimed, which are Max Caster and Anthony Bowens, stayed in the ring and everything. That was cool. That was after the match, by the way. That was match 3, by the way. Match 4, it was Jade Cargill versus Layla Gray for the TBS Women's title. That was a squash match, but the ending to it, Jade Cargill went over and retained the TBS Women's title with the Jaded. Now, after the match, Stokely Hathaway and Kiera Hogan got in the ring to celebrate with Jade Cargill. Well, Stokely Hathaway was getting ready to cut a promo, but Jade Cargill took the microphone away from Stokely Hathaway, and Jade Cargill said, "Stokely, I am sick and tired of this shit. I am tired of no real competition stepping up to fight me. I want real competition." Stokely Hathaway took the microphone back from Jade Cargill and said, "Okay, Jade, I get it. I get why Jade Cargill are fired up. And I don't blame you, because the real competition in Chris Statlander and Athena, you all are not overlooked. You all are lazy. So why don't you both step up to the plate?" So as Stokely Hathaway was saying that, Chris Statlander and Athena came down to the ring and started beating the shit out of Jade Cargill and Kiera Hogan, while a brawl ensued between all 4 women. But Chris Statlander and Athena were getting the advantage, and as that brawl was going on, Stokely Hathaway got in Layla Gray's ear and demised her and planned for her to attack Chris Statlander and Athena, helping Jade Cargill and Kiera Hogan out. Well, as Athena was going for the swan, as Kiera Hogan was already laid out from Athena, Chris Statlander held Jade Cargill down, and Chris Statlander held Jade Cargill down, and Chris Statlander was holding Jade Cargill down. And as Chris Statlander had a hold of Jade Cargill, Athena was getting ready to execute the Swan Dive Cutter to Jade Cargill, but Layla Gray pushed Athena off the top rope, and so Layla Gray helped Jade Cargill and Kiera Hogan beat the shit out of Chris Statlander and Athena. And after that happened, Layla Gray was trying to shake Stokely Hathaway's hand, but Jade Cargill pushed Layla Gray's hand away, and so Jade Cargill, Kiera Hogan, and Stokely Hathaway left the ring and went backstage while Layla Gray was still in the ring. And Chris Statlander and Athena were laid out and everything. That was cool. And that was after the match, by the way. And that was match 4, by the way. And match 5, which was the main event, it was Eddie Kingston, Proud and Powerful, which are Santana. Wait a minute. And match 5. And match 5, which was the main event, it was Eddie Kingston, Proud and Powerful, which are Santana and Ortiz, and the Blackpool Combat Club, which are John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, and Wheeler Yuta versus the Jericho Appreciation Society, which are Chris Jericho, Jake Hager, Sammy Guevara, Daniel Garcia, Matt Menard, and Angelo Parker in a blood and guts match. That was an awesome match. But the ending to it, Eddie Kingston, Proud and Powerful, and the Blackpool. But the ending to it, Eddie Kingston, Proud and Powerful, and the Blackpool Combat Club went over cause Claudio Castagnoli made Matt Menard tap out to the sharpshooter. That was match 5 and the main event, by the way. Now, besides all that, Now, besides all that, Tony Schiavone interviewed Scorpio Sky and Wardlow, and Tony Schiavone brought up that the interview between Scorpio Sky and Wardlow is no physicality and everything, and then Scorpio Sky was talking shit towards Wardlow, and Scorpio Sky was saying, you know, Wardlow, you want to talk a big game and you want to act like you're the toughest guy in the world. Well, newsflash, you're not. And I want to fight you next week in a street fight. And I will put the AEW TNT title on the line. And then Wardlow was saying, well, Scorpio, I'm getting sick of your bullshit too. And next week, in that street fight, I'm going to kick your ass. And you can bring every member of the American Top Team you want to. Because I will beat them like I beat the security guards. And not only that, Scorpio, I will beat your ass, and I will take the AEW TNT title away from you. And everything. And so Wardlow and Scorpio Sky continue to stare each other down, and Tony Schiavone ended up leaving and everything, while Scorpio Sky and Wardlow were staring each other down and everything. That was cool. The Young Bucks, which are Matt and Nick Jackson, cut a promo, and so the Young Bucks were talking about how they may be the AEW Tag Team Champions, but they're not happy because all their friends, which are Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish, are all injured and not medically cleared to compete and everything. And then talked about how they missed Brandon Cutler as well, but they had a new cameraman named Fred and everything. And then the Young Bucks issued a challenge to Shinabon or Bishamon. Sorry, the Young Bucks ended up issuing a challenge to Bishamon, which are Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi, for AEW Rampage Friday night. And the Young Bucks were talking about how they would put the AEW Tag Team titles on the line for the match as well, and everything. That was cool. And AEW aired a vignette of the build-up of the match between Eddie Kingston, Proud and Powerful. Wait a minute. And AEW aired a vignette of the build-up of the match between the Jericho Appreciation Society, which are Chris Jericho, Jake Hager, Sammy Guevara, Daniel Garcia, Matt Menard, and Angelo Parker, versus Eddie Kingston, Proud and Powerful, which are Santana and Ortiz, and the Blackpool Combat Club, which are John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, and Wheeler Yuta, in a blood and guts match. That was cool. Yep, which that was cool. Now, besides all that, Taz and Excalibur done commentary throughout the whole show. They done awesome as usual. Tony Schiavone done commentary along with Taz and Excalibur throughout the beginning to the end of the show. Tony Schiavone done awesome on commentary as usual. Jim Ross done commentary along with Taz and Excalibur during the match between the Jericho Appreciation Wait a minute. Now, besides all that, Taz and Excalibur done commentary throughout the whole show. They done awesome as usual. Tony Schiavone done commentary along with Taz and Excalibur from the beginning to the end of the show. Tony Schiavone done awesome on commentary as usual. Jim Ross done commentary along with Taz and Excalibur during the match between the Jericho Appreciation Society versus Eddie Kingston, Proud and Powerful, and the Blackpool Combat Club in a blood and guts match. Jim Ross done awesome on commentary as usual. And William Regal done guest commentary along with Jim Ross, Taz, and Excalibur during the match between the Jericho Appreciation Society versus Eddie Kingston, Proud and Powerful, and the Blackpool Combat Club in a blood and guts match. William Regal done great on guest commentary. Now, Wait a minute. Wait a minute. The referees for the event were Rick Knox, Paul Turner, Bryce Remsburg, and Aubrey Edwards. Okay. Bryce Remsburg refereed the match between Orange Cassidy versus Ethan Page. Paul Turner refereed the match between Luchasaurus versus Serpentico. Aubrey Edwards refereed the match between Danhausen and FTR versus Max Caster and the Gun Club. Rick Knox refereed the match between Jade Cargill versus Layla Gray for the TBS Women's title. And Bryce Remsburg and Aubrey Edwards refereed the match between Eddie Kingston, Proud and Powerful, and the Blackpool Combat Club versus the Jericho Appreciation Society in a Blood and Guts match. All the referees done awesome as usual. Now, the match card for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite next week that's been announced so far, it's going to be Scorpio Sky versus Wardlow in a street fight for the AEW TNT title. So the match card for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite next week, so far that's been announced, looks like it's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see it, and I'm looking forward to it. And the match card for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Rampage tomorrow night, it's going to be the Young Bucks, which are Matt and Nick Jackson, versus Bishamon, which are Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi for the AEW Tag Team titles. A Royal Rampage match to determine the number one contender to face Jon Moxley for the interim AEW title, and Toni Storm versus Nyla Rose. So the match card for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Rampage tomorrow night looks like it's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see it, and I'm looking forward to it. But anyway, I just wanted to come on here for a while and give my review for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite's special event, Blood and Guts, from last night, which was June 29th, 2022. Like I said, it was awesome from start to finish. And with that being said, my name is Austin Honecker, and I will catch your ass down the road. Peace out.